Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today it will be the 10th installment of the Overwatch League off-season recap for this week. I just want to say first of all, Merry Christmas everyone. Hope you guys had a great Christmas yesterday. And obviously we're now going to be talking about some Overwatch League changes that happened in this week. So there's been I think a total of 6 changes if I remember correctly, or 5. Um, so we are now currently gonna go through them. Now first, we started off. So we ended off with Suna joining the Paris Eternal. And speaking of Paris, we now know who's going to be the head coach of the team. It is going to be the head coach of Get Amazed. He's obviously a coach mainly from previously known from I think Third Impact and Crimey River. He retired previously, but then he's now back up and running, doing the coaches. And formerly he was from the Drifters, which I think is an NA team, if I remember correctly. He is now going to be the head coach of the Paris Eternal, and I think he definitely deserves it. He's a coach that I think he's definitely Overwatch League worthy, and no, not many Overwatch League teams have really picked him up, which is pretty sad. But I'm glad he finally got the shot that he deserved in the Overwatch League with the All European Paris Eternal. We don't know who's going to be. I think there's probably going to be one more assistant coach. We don't know who's going to be that, but we are going to wait and see. And we'll obviously wait for the announcement from the Paris team. So that is Get Amazed to the Paris Eternal. Now this is going to be basically an announcement video. So we're going to be now watching the New York Excelsior's announcement of the DPS lineup for the 2021 season.
Scanning. Flora identified.
한번 뭔가를 선방! 거죠. 네. 야, 플로라! 트레가 어그로를 너무 잘 끌어주니까 지금 맥크리 위치를 아예 놓쳤어요. 지금 재앙이야.
Picking up a signal. It's Ivy. He's on his way.
However, they have to actually get out of that room. However, Ivy says not today. Trying to get Ivy onto Birdering. I can't believe this. Ivy with another one. He's got the play, but he might not even need it. Finally pulls it out just for the flicks. Why not?
Sensors have detected Huang Boom. Granting access.
He's gonna have all the time in the world to set up whatever he likes. The back line is decimated. Oh, easy 3 picks for Guangboom. Make it 4.
把战况拉到小房间 ，Cat 的这个拉扯和回防非常的有效。
New combatant alert. Welcome to the team, Feather. Overwatch League protocol now initiated.
So that is going to be the full roster for the New York Excelsior. So obviously you saw in the DPS line and the DPS lineup in the video. Flora, Guangbong, Feather, and Ivy will be joining the team, and this is basically going to be their full roster. Obviously, after this, I will be talking about New York Excelsior's full roster. It's very interesting, but there's some changes which I can kind of see why they did. Like, I kind of see why they got Ivy. We already saw how amazing Guangbong was. I just don't really know about Feather. Flora may impress me though. So yeah, and another New York change was the coaching staff announcement. So we have Squix, who was formerly the London Spitfire coach, which he basically flew under my radar. I didn't even realize he joined the team. And the manager of Unknown. Now, if you're from League of Legends, you may recognize him because I think he was a general manager of League of Legends. He was obviously reported by Halo of Thoughts, but yeah, it's better from New York Excelsior. I think their coaching staff and their players have now been announced, and that is it. So we'll be also talking about that in so after this as well. Finally, we have another London Spitfire coach announcement. It is Fisher, basically getting a promotion to the London Spitfire as the assistant coach alongside Commander X. It's very interesting. I thought, like, I'm very happy for Fisher to be coming into the Overwatch League finally, as it's very unlucky because he was actually a player. He was a DPS player. I'm pretty sad he joined later, but at the same time, it's amazing how good he is and the ability he has on coaching a team. So I'm really happy that both coaching staffs from British Hurricane have now been promoted. That is obviously Commander X and Fisher. They are both going to be assistant coaches, so they may help with reprising the head coach role. And I also have some London Spitfire news as well, which is amazing. So that's it now for all the news. For all the news there, if I'm so there it is. Actually no, there's Albion who didn't get promoted to the Spitfire. I think it was his choice to not be promoted. Other ones as well, Jofi, who I think there were talks about him actually joining London Spitfire. He's now retired. I think that's about it really currently in this front page. So first of all, we're going to talk about the New York Excelsior roster, and this is it. So the active roster, we have let me actually go in roles here. So for DPS, we have Feather, Ivy, and 2 underage players of Flora and Guangbong. Flora's birthday is actually, I think, today, on the 26th of December. As I'm recording this, is maybe released later, so it's a worry for you. Guangbong, his birthday I think will be around March, if I remember correctly, so we may have to wait for him a little bit longer. For the support, you have Jonak and Friday, and Tank, Yakpeng, and Bianca. So based, in my opinion, I think I have a lot of faith in the flexible of Jonak, and probably the tank positions. I have a lot of faith in them, in Yakpeng and Bianca, because I do believe that Yakpeng has improved. And we didn't see a lot of Bianca, but I think Bianca will be alright. I think Ivy will be the only like relatively pretty good DPS player. I think Ivy may start over Feather if I hit scan Flora. Actually no, maybe Forest Ball is obviously going to start over Guangbong because he's underaged. But I don't know who's going to really start over that lineup, and the hit scans of Flora Guangbong is going to be very interesting of who's going to start up. I don't really have a lot of faith in them. I think I probably have more faith in Guangbong than I have with Flora. Just that I don't think Feather is going to get any playtime, in my opinion. So, not really looking that great for some of the rookies. Friday, I don't have any faith in him. I get it, like he was like the only like good spot in Oz Gaming, but I still don't believe that much in him. I just don't. I just think the weakest is possibly maybe the DPS lineup, because it's a lot of uncertainty over 3 out of the 4 players. Obviously, Ivy is not one of them because Ivy he's a former Overwatch League pro. I think the tanks are really good. The support is also kind of a question mark, but I think with Jonak's veteran presence, I think Friday will definitely develop a pretty good synergy with him. I'm just more worried about the DPS lineup of who's going to partner up with Ivy. That's what I'm worried about. Because I don't know who else Feather really plays. Flora, oh, actually no, let me look at who Feather plays. So Feather plays, I think you could just see it, yeah, you can. You play Sombra, Pharah, Genji, Mei, and Echo. And for Ivy, he plays Genji, Mei, Hanzo, Tracer, Pharah. So Ivy's kind of just sort of like a flex, flex character. Player. There you go, that's what I meant to say. I don't have a lot of faith in the other DPS players. In the coaching stuff, we're gonna go through, but mainly gonna be talking about the coaches. We don't really mind about the managers. So head coach is now gonna be Why Not. He's been promoted. Squix will be the assistant coach, and IMT will now be the head of data. I don't know if I really count that as a coach, but I'll do it anyways. Let me see who Why Not used to. I think he used to coach the Seoul Dynasty. And that was during so that was in season 2. So I do have a lot of faith in Why Not. He's obviously coached a great Korean. He's been obviously used to this. He's no full Korean lineup, so really happy about that. Squix, I have no clue. Well, he did coach in London. He flew under my radar, just like I said. I don't know how well he's gonna go. IMT, I'm glad he's not gonna be the head coach, because I think he was a pretty lackluster coach for the team. So no hard feelings on him, but I'm just saying, I think he didn't really do well. Well, yeah, he didn't really go too well during that time. So then that's the New York Excelsior roster. I'll just want to say this: I do not think they're going to be a top 5 team. Pretty controversial. I just don't think they're going to be a top 5 team. Anyways, next up we're going to be talking about a little bit of Halo of Thoughts. About that one. He's actually made some more leaks, which will be coming out soon. So your way announcements, we're still waiting on Valentine and Faith maybe joining the league. We just don't know what it was. It was originally going to be Boston. We just don't know that is going to be the case. However, London, there's been finally some juice on them. Ripper, Haiti, and Molfig have been promoted from British Hurricane. I think it's actually a great synergy as well. It's most likely Fuse will stay, so it's not really going to be a full European lineup, but it is mainly going to be mainly European, and Fuse has worked in mixed rosters, so he's a little bit veterans presence as well there. Ripper will be a returning player to the Overwatch League, which I think is really good, because I don't think he previously played for the Los Angeles Gladiators, but I don't think he really did that well. Well, actually no, he didn't get the play type to do it. Haiti and Molfig are being promoted. I'm really happy about that. I think Molfig will do really well. Haiti I think will also do pretty well. I just obviously need to look at just matches on them. So that's legit it. I'm now going to check Twitter. I couldn't really find anything. Any news. Just not really that disappointing, but yeah, there's Flora. He's now 18, so he will be able to play. We'll see how well they go. So about my power rankings, that is possibly going to be, it's maybe going to be streamed. Most likely, actually, no. I'm probably going to record it. Actually, I'll probably record a video, then I'll put it as a premiere maybe. I don't really know though. I just want to see what I want to do there. So that's really it for me now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys all next time in the next one. Goodbye.